some scenes really stick with you.
Do you ever feel angry?
I do.
This really affected me and made me rethink many things, bringing a mix of strong, confusing emotions. But it's better than just me talking. Watch the scene, tell me how you felt, and then I'll go deeper into the questions and the mysteries that hit me the hardest.
I saw you painting in the garden, and I heard from others that you say you're a painter.
Yeah, that's what I am.
Why do you say that? Do you have a gift for painting?
I do.
Where do you think this gift comes from? Would you say that God gave you the gift for painting?
Yeah, he did. That was his only gift to me.
Did you paint this?
Yeah, I painted it.
And you call this a painting?
Of course.
Be honest, I want to understand. Why do you call yourself a painter?
Because I paint. I love painting. I have to paint. I've always been a painter. That's what I know.
Were you born a painter?
I was.
How do you know?
Because I can't do anything else, and I've tried.
So God gave you a gift so you could paint this?
He did.
I don't want to hurt your feelings, but don't you see that this painting is, how can I say this, unpleasant, that it's ugly?
Why would God give me a gift to paint ugly and disturbing things? Sometimes I feel so distant from everything.
Someone buys your paintings. No, so are you poor?
I'm poor. How
Do you live?
My brother Theo pays for me to stay here, but he's not rich either.
So do you actually believe that God gave you this gift because he wants to keep you in misery?
I never thought about it that way.
And how do you think about it?
Sometimes I think
Yes, well,
maybe he
go ahead.
chose the wrong time.
Explain to me what the wrong time is.
Maybe God made me a painter for people who haven't been born yet.
It's possible.
He said that life is for sowing, the harvest is not here. I paint with my qualities and flaws.
So do you think God could have made a mistake?
I think of myself as an exile, a pilgrim here on earth. Jesus said, turn your heart away from visible things and turn to the invisible things.
Indeed, but how?
And Jesus was also completely unknown when he was alive.
Powerful, right? This dialogue is even more meaningful when we realize the movie is about Vincent van Gogh, a painter now famous and celebrated, but unnoticed during his lifetime. Yes, he spent his whole life in misery, being ignored, pushed aside, and called a failure. He hardly sold any of his works. And more than that, he was seen as a madman, a problem for society. He was a lonely, sensitive, unstable man. He constantly had psychotic episodes. In one of them, the most famous one, he cut off his own ear. He was someone who alternated between moments of deep lucidity and delusions. Van Gogh saw the world differently. In the movie, he always appears as a stranger in conversations, a confused man lost in thought, whom others couldn't understand. His paintings were a way for him to isolate himself, an attempt to put on canvas what he felt and how he perceived the world, because words were never enough. There are
Something inside me, I don't know what it is because I see it, no one else does, and sometimes it terrifies me. I think I'm losing my mind.
And in this scene we just saw, he's admitted to a psychiatric hospital. He was sent there because the city saw him as an unpredictable and dangerous threat. And at that moment, the priest shows up to talk to him, to assess his sanity and see if Van Gogh is fit or not to return to society. The priest is there clearly as a representative of order. And in the dialogue, we see him right away questioning Van Gogh's identity, questioning his identity as a painter.
Tell me honestly, why do you call yourself a painter?
Note that the priest's question isn't about Van Gogh's actions, but how he sees himself. A painter is someone who sells paintings, someone who is recognized, therefore someone who has market value. And society in general thinks this way too. For Van Gogh, it's simpler. I'm a painter because I paint and love painting. And I don't care what others think of me. And that's the first big question of the scene. What truly defines you? Is it others or is it you? That is, You can only say you are someone if you are recognized for it. Or is it enough to feel inside that it's real for you? We know that society, in practical terms, doesn't really care about what you feel. It requires you to prove yourself with measurable things like money, fame, or status. It's as if your essence is only real if it's validated by others. An early scene in the movie shows Van Gogh talking to another painter who is upset with the lack of freedom and the excessive judgment in this world. He wants to escape society, live alone, and find peace doing what he loves, without anyone bothering him to tell him the rules, the standards, and what is right to follow. I
want to stay as far away from these people as possible. I'm going to Madagascar, where they've never heard of painting, of schools, where I can create a new vision, a new way of painting. Far away from all the systems and theories, total freedom.
Sounds good.
For Van Gogh, painting was a way of survival. In fact, there are reports that the little money he received from his brother to survive was often spent on paint instead of food, because for him, painting was a matter of survival, of letting out what he felt. There's even a saying that goes, the opposite of depression isn't happiness, it's expression.
When I paint, I stop thinking. And I feel that I'm part of everything that's outside and inside of me. I find joy in sadness, and illness sometimes can heal us.
This line from another scene explains it well. His mind was a noisy, chaotic place, full of pain, and painting was the only way to silence it all. He found a strange peace within the sadness, as if by facing the pain head-on it lost some of its strength. When he said illness can heal, he was going further. It was as if his own instability, the delusions, the episodes, were what allowed him to see the world in a way that no one else could. I wonder, did he see the world that way because he suffered? Or did he suffer because he understood it too well? Maybe both. But regardless of the answer, what we know is that in the end, if he didn't paint, then yes, he would truly go insane. And in the conversation with the priest, he exposes all of this, opens his heart, but the priest only thinks about correcting him, doesn't try to understand, only tries to make him conform. It's just like that saying, be careful when you speak sincerely about your vulnerabilities and feelings, because revealing the depth of your pain is to risk encountering the indifference of the world. In this case, Van Gogh faces rejection, the priest's judgment that his work is ugly and unpleasant. Clearly, it's not a technical critique, it's a criticism of the way Van Gogh sees the world, as if he were saying, your view is wrong, you need to change it. So much so that after hearing Van Gogh, the priest lets him go. Before leaving, he turns the painting to face the wall, hiding it from view. That gesture says it all. It's practically a you can leave, but who you are, what you do, that should stay hidden. To live in society, you need to wear a mask. The priest fears that Van Gogh's worldview might torment others. His vision is frightening, his art is disturbing, and everything that disturbs needs to be silenced. Here's another big question. Why would God give me the gift to paint ugly things? Did God make a mistake by giving this gift? Did God curse him with a useless gift? Something that only pushed him away from the world and made him never valued by anyone? It's the idea of a gift as a prison. Van Gogh also says he tried to do other things, but he couldn't.
I can't do anything else, and I've tried.
He makes it clear to the priest that he has already tried everything to fit in, to be considered normal, and to live like everyone else. But he had something stronger inside him that stopped him, something that condemned him to live as a painter.
Without painting, I can't live.
That phrase is symbolic, as it shows his gift can be viewed as a divine prison, a gift that forced him to experience the world differently, unable to live in society and still trapped in misery, because no one recognized the one thing he knew how to do. And what I find interesting about this idea is that we keep hearing people say, follow your passion, do what you love, discover your talent. The truth is, following your gift doesn't guarantee success, happiness, or recognition. Van Gogh is a good example. He was never recognized during his lifetime. And when he says,
maybe God made me a painter. For people who haven't been born yet, life is for sowing. The harvest isn't here.
That's one of the most complex lines in the dialogue, because behind it, we notice Van Gogh's hope that somehow he still feels value in what he does. In the beginning, he wanted people to understand what he was expressing through his paintings, but that changed over time.
I wanted so much to share what I see. Me. I used to think that an artist had to think about how to look at the world, but I don't think that anymore. Now, I just think about my relationship with eternity.
This sentence marks a turning point for Van Gogh. He stops painting hoping to be understood, stops trying to convince people that his vision has value, and starts painting to keep alive the only thing that still made sense, what he felt inside. When he mentions eternity, he doesn't mean heaven, religion, or living forever. He's talking about an inner state, a state where he feels part of everything, both what's outside and what pulses within him amid his chaotic life. He held on to art and his faith in something invisible but deeply felt.
Turn your heart away from visible things and turn to invisible things.
Even when they said his paintings were ugly, even without selling anything, even swinging between ecstasy and despair, he kept going. Because there, in painting, he felt whole. It was through painting that he opened his heart, without explaining, correcting, or being interrupted. Unlike when talking to the priest where he opens up and shares his faith, all he gets back are judgments, questions, and moral lessons. And what I think really stands out in this scene is exactly this conflict between what we feel and what the world gives us back.
I can make people feel what it's like to be alive.
And you think they don't feel alive?
Yeah, I think so.
For him, there are a lot of people living on autopilot, following rules, doing everything they're told is right, hoping that one day it will all make sense. But is it really like that? Van Gogh's story shows that following society or your heart doesn't guarantee anything. And maybe that's the point. Life offers no guarantees. Pursuing your gift doesn't promise happiness, and doing things your way doesn't ensure recognition. Van Gogh died not knowing if any of it made sense, lacking fame, money, or prestige. As beautiful as it is to imagine him up there smiling, that's just a belief, not certainty. This story is touching because it's not just about a happy ending. Today, a museum bears his name, and his paintings are worth millions. His flawed perspective became influential, turned into art, and made him one of history's greatest painters. We know it was worth it, but he didn't. He never knew, never saw the impact of his own art. But even so, he kept going. He chose to live in harmony with the force that created him, despite everything around him suggesting otherwise. And probably, that's the most courageous and noble thing anyone can do in life. If you like my videos, come check out my series, The Key of the Three Dimensions. Right now, it's coming along with my other series about power and manipulation for free. In this video on the left, I explain more about the key. On the right, I show a free excerpt from a Power Series episode so you can see if you're interested.